Welcome to the Manifestation series. This is part one of a three-part series where we go deep into the real reasons why manifestation isn't working for most people, what actually creates your reality, and how to finally align with what you truly want. Here's what we're covering across the series: why manifestation might not be working and why it's not your fault, how your energy, not your words, creates your reality, and a daily practice to stop ego sabotage and unlock true alignment. Let's get started. Today, we're blowing the lid off that fluffy law of attraction trap and getting into the real reason why your manifestations aren't working the way you've been told they should. Let me guess, you're putting post-it notes all over the house, gluing images onto a vision board, and whispering, "Money flows to me freely, easily, blah, blah, blah," into your oat milk latte. But nothing's showing up. I know, because that was me too. I was doing all the right things and still nothing. There was a point where I was ready to give up, and then I was shown the truth. Not the sugar-coated version, but the kind that gives you chills, the kind that cracks something open. Here's the part no one wants to say out loud. Mainstream manifestation advice is designed to keep you in a loop, not the kind that pays your bills or lands your dream life. In fact, I'd argue it's set up that way on purpose, because the more these shallow tactics fail you, the worse you feel and the more of the "this is the answer" products you buy. It's giving big pharma energy, except now it's your energy field getting drained instead of your immune system. Can you guess why? Well, before we get into it, let me introduce myself. I'm Liz, your cosmic rookie way shower. I know I don't look real, but I am. If you've been asking, why isn't manifestation working for me? This is where everything changes, because today I'm breaking the spell and giving you the truth about what actually creates your reality. But first, I've got a special message just for you from your highest self. I call it your cosmic wink. You'll get a number, a message, and maybe even a cosmic nudge you didn't see coming. Your highest self says, it's important to your timeline to be present, listen closely, and when you reach the end, your instructions on how to receive it will be waiting. Now, let's talk about The Secret. When that movie dropped in 2006, it introduced a lot of people to the law of attraction. And that was a good thing, kind of. It opened a door, but it also sold us a fake shortcut. I'd already been deep into spiritual work for years by then. I remember when Shirley MacLaine came out as a channeler, she got roasted, like career-killing roasted. Back then, if you talked about energy or vibration, you weren't just woo, you were done. So when The Secret hit, it felt like a win. People were finally paying attention, but what they were shown was only part of the picture. Unfortunately, it left out important information. And that's what's messing with people now. Because it made manifestation look like cosmic Amazon Prime. Think the thought, feel the feeling, place your order with the universe, and boom, dream life at your door. But you and I both know that's not how it works. Not consistently, not deeply, not sustainably. And if you've been following that formula and still feel stuck, it might not be you. It's the missing piece. You were never given the full truth. Manifestation got rebranded. It went from sacred metaphysical principle to pastel Pinterest productivity hack, vision boards, mantras, mood boards, good vibes only. But let's be real, that's not alignment, that's aesthetic. And when it doesn't work, what happens? You don't question the method, you question yourself. You start thinking, maybe I wasn't positive enough. Maybe I didn't believe hard enough. Maybe I had one too many negative thoughts and blew the whole thing up. And suddenly, you're scrubbing your brain like a spiritual Mr. Clean, terrified of your own shadow. That's not manifesting, that's gaslighting spirituality edition. And I'll be honest with you, this is where I almost gave up. I thought, maybe I'm too broken, too stuck, too late. It felt like I was buried under this mountain of guilt and despair. I thought, I must be the reason this isn't working. But that wasn't the truth. That was the spell I was under. Here's the real truth. You can't manifest from guilt, shame, or fear. Not because you're bad, but because those frequencies literally don't carry the blueprint of what you want. Let me hit you with a little energy science. According to Dr. David Hawkins' Map of Consciousness, a tool used by many spiritual teachers and healers, frequencies are measured on a scale from 0 to 1,000. Shame vibrates at 20. Guilt is just above that at 30. Apathy or despair sits at 50, grief at 75, and fear at 100. In other words, shame and guilt are the bottom of the barrel. They literally compress your energy field. When you're manifesting from lower frequencies, you block intuitive nudges from your highest self because you don't trust her or him. For those of you new to spiritual awakening, your highest self is a reflection of you, only fully authentic, fully knowing, brilliant, and beautiful. Okay, so your nervous system stays in low power mode. You reinforce the belief that you don't deserve what you want, and you become more easily manipulated because you're always trying to fix yourself. Sound familiar? Yeah, this was me too. But here's the part I don't talk about often. I wasn't just stuck because I didn't believe hard enough. I was stuck because I was carrying a boatload of low-frequency baggage. I had broken fragments, energetic wounds, deep programming around lack and unworthiness, and I kept thinking if I just did what all the gurus told me to do, I could fake my way into abundance. But the more I pushed, the more I forced it, the deeper I sank, until one day I hit that wall, the spiritual burnout, the heavy fog of despair, and that's when I did something radical for me. I stopped trying. Instead, I sat in silence, 5 minutes a day, just breathing, not asking, not affirming, just being present. Then I started writing again, not about what I wanted, but about what I was grateful for, what made me happy, my favorite childhood memories, things that made me feel real again. And slowly, something started to shift, not outside of me, but within. I wasn't chasing alignment anymore. I was practicing it day by day, minute by minute, and that, more than anything else, began to change everything. If your body is tingling right now, that's not caffeine. That's the spell breaking. That is your highest self acknowledging the truth. And if you feel heaviness in your body or you're yawning, those are clues, so write them down. Before we wrap, I wanted to share something with you. I got this free moon reading the other day, and honestly, it surprised me. It's based on your moon sign and the exact phase the moon was in when you were born, which reveals a ton about your emotional nature, your intuition, and how you move through the world. Mine was weirdly spot on, like how do you know I emotionally cocoon when I'm overwhelmed, kind of spot on. And it didn't just explain stuff, I got real insight into my natural talents and when I'm most aligned to take action. It's totally free, takes about 15 seconds to start, and yeah, it's actually real astrology, not magazine fluff. Links in the description, go check it out. And now, your cosmic wink? Take a look at the timestamp right now. Jot the time down. That number? It's not random. It's your higher self saying, yep, we're syncing up. Go to Google, type in angel number and the current time without the colon. See what your message is. It might be scary accurate. Next time, we're diving into how to actually shift your frequency and stop manifesting from the version of you that still thinks she's not enough. If this resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me what shook something loose. You're not just watching this for fun, you're remembering who you are. See you in part 2, where we're going to dig deep into how your energy, not your words, creates your reality. Thanks for taking time out of your day.